Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day. Heidi, do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Today, well, let's do the whole darn weekend. How's that sound? Saturday, the 27th of June, is National Onion Day, which I will not be celebrating. I'm not a fan. National HIV Testing Day, National Ice Cream Cake Day. Now, there's something I can get behind. National Sunglasses Day, National Orange Blossom Day, National PTSD Awareness Day, and Summer's Giving. Also, Sunday, the 28th day of June, is National Logistics Day, National Paul Bunyan Day, National Insurance Awareness Day, and National Alaska Day. A lot of stuff going on there.
A lot of stuff.
Busy weekend. And I've got a guest. It's going to be joining me on the program here, Gina Brillion. She's a stand-up comic. It's a hashtag comedy call. She's got a new special out called The Floor is Lava. We actually watched a little bit of that the other day, and I'm looking forward to catching up on the rest of it. It looks really good. It's on, I believe, Amazon or Netflix, or maybe both. I'm not sure. We'll be chatting with Gina in just a bit. Many people have dabbled in the stock market for their very first time ever this year. If you're new to the market, but you don't want to learn things the hard way and the expensive way, I encourage you to subscribe to this free newsletter. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com. Subscribe for free. If you change your mind, just unsubscribe. Sign up for free right now at marketbeatminute.com. That's marketbeatminute.com. Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A new study found that exercising too much may shorten your lifespan.
Oh.
So that's why I don't exercise too much.
Mm-hmm. Safety first.
Guys got to be cautious. Put caution first, and everything else second. But this new study, according to this, says exercising too much could shorten your lifespan. So I wonder if exercising not enough could also shorten your lifespan. There's like a perfect little spot in the middle.
I'm sure there is.
Yeah, we'll have to see what that is. I've got a link to it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by Time4Rehab.com. A British man who was caught in Brussels airport while trying to smuggle some cocaine into Belgium has been sentenced to 38 months in prison. So we got Brussels, we got Britain, we got Belgium, and it also says he was arrested when he landed on a flight from Jamaica. So we've got Jamaica. So we got a lot of different things going on here. Tested positive for cocaine. We talked about this guy in a story a couple days ago because he had it in a fake, male organ is what he was carrying.
That's
in.
right.
So it was identified as cocaine, 127 grams. Anyway, got himself in quite a bit of trouble, and there's more info on here now. I've got a link to the story if you want to read all about it, but yeah, not a good idea. That is what happens when your brain is on drugs. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Newly released court documents from Johnny Depp's divorce show that Amber, his ex-wife, once had a threesome with Tesla founder Elon Musk and actress Cara Delevingne. I don't know who that is.
Okay.
So apparently there was a lot of stuff going on. How would you like to have stuff in your life just playing out in front of the whole world like that? That wouldn't be great.
I kind of feel like it already does.
No, I don't think it does. Leonardo DiCaprio threw a Western-themed party on a massive yacht to celebrate his girlfriend's 23rd birthday. So Leonardo DiCaprio, how old is he? He's way older than 23. His girlfriend just turned 23. So there you go.
He's Leo.
Yeah, that's true. Happy birthday to you. This is Big Screen, Little Screen. It's brought to you by our good friends at ChannelSurferTV.com.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now your scoop of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. I don't know what to think of this first story. It is just really bizarre. A groom in Romania found himself a new bride within 24 hours after his fiancée got cold feet and said, "I'm not going to marry you," and she took off. So, who did he call? One of his old girlfriends.
Yikes.
He convinced her, "You know what? We should just make this work and you should marry me." And he didn't tell anyone until she walked down the aisle.
Oh, my God.
That had to be really awkward for the female, the other bride's side of the family.
Yeah, for the friends and family of the former bride.
The original bride. So I don't know if they knew that she wasn't going to be the bride. I don't know. Just seems really bizarre. A Texas man was arrested for throwing a plate of hot peppers at his wife during an argument. Police say the wife accused him of having an affair. Needless to say, prosecutors now vying to throw the book at him. See what I did there? Mm-hmm. Because he threw peppers at her. Florida man caught on video vandalizing a school in the nude. That could have been our fake news or Florida. Why did I just waste that here? Doggone it. And tourists who broke quarantine drowned inside Hawaii's spitting caves. That's not good. So they were not supposed to be over in that area, and they were there by themselves, so nobody was there to help them, and they drowned.
Yes.
That's really sad. Rasmussen poll found that 34% of Americans think a second civil war is likely. So that's not something I look forward to. I think that'd be a really bad thing. It'd be nice if we could all just work this out. That'd be even better. Ford is planning to take on Tesla with a hands-free driving feature in their new Mustang. So
really?
Yeah. So saying, hey, here's a plan that we're going to roll out. You're going to be able to drive without using your hands. When I was a kid, my dad used to do that all the time. He would drive without his hands. He'd just
Drive with his knee.
Put his knee up there, yeah. And I've tried that. It's not easy. Don't do that. It's a bad plan. And a group of U.S. senators unveiled a bill that will end legal protections for Google if they continue to suppress content that they don't agree with.
Good.
So they're saying that, hey, it's like you either share everything, or if you're going to do that, we're not going to protect you anymore.
Right.
So apparently there's protections because they're not.
And it should be the same thing for Twitter and
I think
Facebook
so. Yeah,
and everybody.
Probably. NASA is racing to send a rover up to Mars before the planet is out of range at the end of July. It's an unmanned flight, and they're saying that right now, because of just the way that the planets orbit, they're really close to us. So like, hey, let's just shoot a rover up there. And I want to make sure you understand when I say rover, it's a little device. It's like a robot, not a dog. So we're not sending a dog named Rover. I figured you probably knew that, but I just want to let you know. Sad news this last week. John F. Kennedy's sister and last surviving sibling passed away at the age of 92.
Wow.
Jean Kennedy Smith. So there you go. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Peck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We have a comedy call with Gina Brillion. And did I get it right, Gina? Did I roll them right?
You did. That was good.
Thank you so much. She's got a new Amazon Prime 1 hour special, The Floor is Lava, and it just came out June 5th. And this is available for people to watch and smile and laugh. And we need to laugh right now, don't we?
Oh, yeah. For me, laughter is such a healing property. Like, it's so amazingly healing. And so I gravitate towards it in times of trauma or difficult times. I can't help but start to look for the irony in the trauma and try to pull that out so that other people going through it that see laughter as healing like I do, they can connect to that and it can just help them get through it.
So, Gina, when did you first start doing stand-up comedy?
I was about 17, on the cusp of turning 18, I believe, when I started, but I fell in love with stand-up at like 14 years old. So I've been a comedy fan for so long, and then doing it now, it's been about 22, 23 years.
So what was it that pulled you into that comedy world?
I always loved making people laugh ever since I was a kid. That was always part of who I was. Like, I couldn't see anybody upset. I just wanted to make them smile when I was a little girl. And then at 14, I saw my first stand-up special, Brett Butler, sold out. I just fell in love. Like, immediately I was like, I don't even know what that is, but I want to do that for the rest of my life. So I just started watching everything stand-up comedy related, every stand-up based sitcom, every stand-up comic I was allowed to watch. And luckily I had really supportive parents, so as soon as I was into stand-up, they would let me listen to people like George Carlin, and they would let me watch shows on TV that had stand-up. Like, I just learned as much as I possibly could about the entire world.
I think it's awesome that it's something you wanted to do, and then you just went out and did it. And I'm looking at the numbers from your special from last year. Those numbers are through the roof. That's awesome.
Oh, I love doing that special. Every special is a significance in some way, and every year, just like when you grow as a person, your specials grow and they change and they grow with you. And Easily Offended, that was one of my babies, and now The Floor is Lava is another one of my babies that's out there. And I love doing specials. I love cultivating a special. I love building around a theme, and so each special has a special place in my heart.
So when you sit down to do a special like this, you got to put together a whole bunch of material. Where do you come up with this stuff?
Well, it depends on your writing style. Really, some people, they stick to politics or current events, which is the hardest one because current events are constantly changing. So I'm very envious of people who can write about current events because that's material that doesn't last long, so it means your turnover rate is really, really quick. I'm much more of a storyteller. I love telling stories from my life. I love connecting with people on things that I feel like all humans can connect on. We've all experienced so many similar things, breakups, makeups, losses, wins. And when you talk about that stuff in life, I feel like you can get a room full of complete strangers all on the same page. And it's an amazing thing to watch from the stage, watching people at different tables nodding at each other in agreement and laughing together about stuff that we've all been through. So my particular style is I'm writing about my life and connecting it to people through these general things that I know we've all experienced so that it sort of gives them that feeling of, oh, I'm not alone in feeling like this, which I love.
And when you're standing on stage like that, just sharing your heart, that is such a personal thing. And now completely the opposite. You've had a chance to be on some TV shows where you're playing a character. Do you like that, where you get to pretend to be somebody else?
I do now. I did not at first. And it was a conversation with Joe Starr, who played the bartender on Kevin Can Wait, and became a very good friend of mine when I was on Kevin Can Wait, that really changed my point of view on auditioning and acting, because I started out in drama and musical theater, but once I did comedy, I was in the driver's seat, and I loved being in the driver's seat so much that auditions and acting sort of took a back seat, and I didn't enjoy them as much. And then I had this great conversation with Joe where he painted it in the picture. I was like, you know what? Look at it as a vacation from having to be in control. And once he painted it like that, it became this amazingly fun experience where I don't have to be in a driver's seat. I can be open creatively to working with other people and being part of a collective group that are trying to accomplish a goal. And now it really is such a fun experience. Ever since that conversation, it's just changed my point of view on everything, and acting is really, really fun.
That's awesome. Gina, thank you so much for taking the time to chat today.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it, guys.
Again, Gina's new special is called The Floor is Lava. I'll throw a link to that and all the info in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Many people have dabbled in the stock market for their very first time ever this year. If you're new to the market, but you don't want to learn things the hard way and the expensive way, I encourage you to subscribe to this free newsletter. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com. Subscribe for free. If you change your mind, just unsubscribe. Sign up for free right now at marketbeatminute.com. That's marketbeatminute.com. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
3 eagles were found co-parenting in Illinois. In a nest overlooking the Mississippi River, 1 female and 2 male eagles were found raising 3 babies together back in April of last year. The situation is unusual for the birds, which are normally very territorial. The unexpected family has baffled experts and thrilled fans, according to the National Audubon Society. So that's pretty cool.
That's cool.
So I don't know quite why that happened, but sometimes things like that happen, apparently. This has been today's Fun Fact.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, a news headline from somewhere in this world, Dateline, England. Prince Charles says his sense of smell and taste still is not back 3 months after testing positive for coronavirus.
I think he lost his sense of taste after he left Diana.
Well, the funny jokes online are talking about British food not tasting good. So do you really want your sense of taste back? But at the end of the day, I think you would. You'd certainly want that back, even if you don't enjoy that food. But, you know, he probably likes it. Otherwise, he'd order. He's a prince. He can eat whatever he wants. This has been a news headline from somewhere in this world.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A viral video shows a defiant shopper fighting his way into a Florida Walmart after he was denied entry for refusing to wear a mask. The clip, which has been viewed now millions of times, shows a gray-haired man scuffling with an employee at the Orlando Superstore the same day face masks became mandatory in that county. With his arms out, the worker tried to block the man from entering. He said, "I'm sorry, you got to wear a mask, bro." The man behind the camera says the older man then shoved the Walmart worker. Bad plan there. That's not good. Even falling to the ground at one point, clearly determined, the man gets up and scrambles his way inside as a worker continues to try to block him. And he says, "You want a mask, man?" One person is heard saying, "I've got some," so they're trying to even give him a mask. Shopper ignores the offer and makes his way halfway up an aisle. Ultimately, he agreed to leave. The clip shows, but not before one of the workers tells him that he was spitting all over the place, and he was like spitting at people.
Oh,
so
gross.
I don't understand why you would do that. And I understand there's people out there that are not fans of the mask. I know friends that they can't wear them because they have a condition where when they're wearing them, they actually like faint because they have issues with that. But even that, you don't push people to the ground. You don't spit on people. It's just bizarre.
No, you don't spit on people. I understand wanting to take a stand against the mandates. I get that. But there's a right way and a wrong way to do it.
This is definitely the wrong way. Don't do this. This is today's Weird News. Time now for your moment of duh, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. Police have collared the goon who knocked an elderly woman to the ground. This has been like a week ago, maybe. It was in the news. A lot of folks have seen this online.
That was disgusting.
92-year-old woman pushed to the ground while the man was arrested.
For no reason.
Yeah, the man was arrested. He's a sex offender with more than 100 prior arrests. So keep
him locked up this time.
He's known for doing some not great things. It says, thanks to the outstanding work of NYPD, the suspect has been apprehended. Dermot Shea tweeted this. Did I say it wrong? I think I did. Anyway, the 92-year-old woman was pushed down while walking on 3rd Avenue at about 3:30 in the afternoon. It was. Video footage was released, and it says here, 31-year-old Rashid Brimage is in custody now. Police sources say they recognize the attacker. He had dozens of run-ins with law enforcement recently. 101 arrests now on his rap sheet. So not good. Not good at all. But that is today's moment of duh.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Peck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com. gmail.com.
Time now for Fake News or Florida. Heidi, tell me, is this a true story from the great state of Florida, or is it fake news made up to trick you and amuse me? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Fake news or Florida. 2 Orange County men were arrested after making homemade bombs to scare a tenant out of their garage. Fake news or Florida?
Fake news.
No, it's a true story. So they thought, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to put these bombs out here, and then that guy's not going to want to be here no more. But instead, he called the police.
Which probably is smart.
Which is a much better idea.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we never thought of that one. What would you have done? Of course you'd call the police. Terrible idea. Terrible, terrible. Thanks for listening. This has been Fake News or Florida on The John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of The John and Heidi Show is brought to you by The John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying The John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news. I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of giftcardchallenge.org. Here's the headline. She was laid off, so she became, quote, the lasagna lady, serving thousands of free meals to those in need. I love this. Started out as a silly comment on a social media site about lasagna, and it turned into a community truly paying it forward. Michelle Brenner was furloughed from her job at a menswear store in Washington. She decided to make herself a huge pan of lasagna. Then she got her community Facebook page and wrote that frozen, store-bought lasagna could not compare to the real Italian homemade deal that she made. She followed it up with an offer. If any of you want some fresh, homemade, no-calorie counting lasagna, let me know and I'll gladly prepare it. She set aside $1,200 from her stimulus check to buy the ingredients, and requests began to trickle in. First from a retired neighbor, then an out-of-work friend. Soon, people were showing up from all over the place, even strangers, people she'd never even met before. Nearly 3 months later and more than 1,000 pans of lasagna later,
Wow.
She's still at it. About 8 hours a day, 7 days a week. She helps feed hungry people in her community, from hospital workers and first responders to single parents and single parents that are struggling without paychecks. She says, the world as we know it is falling apart, but my 2 little hands are capable of doing something. We can make a difference. I can't change the world, but I can make lasagna. To date, people have contributed to help her because she had said, you know, it'd be really nice if people want to contribute, I can make more. Because originally she started with $1,200,
Right.
remember? Well, she put a goal of $10,000 so she could just keep making lasagna all day, every day. I'm gonna make. Well, now it's over $22,000.
Wow.
I think that's really cool. I've got a link to the story, by the way, if you want to read all about
Want
it.
to make something other than lasagna?
I think she just loves making lasagna. And I'm looking at this online and I'm going, wow, I kind of want to try that lasagna. So lasagna lady, you could send some of that my way. I've got a link to it. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Bye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.